my goodness.
It's
Hello,
all right.
hello.
Hey, you doing
Let's
okay?
start this over.
It happens. It's not a big deal. It's like it's one of those things, when you're dealing with technology, it's
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you just run into these type of things. Good thing for edits. I'll go ahead and edit all that out.
Good.
So how do you
Good.
pronounce your name? Desunka?
It means the sun, so it's Desunka.
Desunka.
All you gotta do is say the sun.
Okay.
Just get it so wrong, like it means the sun.
So how did your parents choose that? You said it means the sun, like in a particular
It's an
language?
Indian. I'm Cherokee and Blackfoot Indian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So like what percentage do you know?
Oh, I'm full blood.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm originally from Oklahoma, so yeah.
Gotcha. You don't often, well, at least like generally, you don't really see like full-blooded Indians around unless you're like in an area where there's like reservation. People are partially, but not too often do you see them. So.
Nah, you don't see it. You don't see it at all. But when I go home, I see all of them.
Yeah. No, for sure. There's definitely areas where it's more concentrated,
Right.
But so how's the whole quarantine thing been treating you now that
Man, it did me some good. After the Arnold, I didn't work out. I
at
didn't
all?
do anything. 3 months, I guess. Yeah, didn't do anything. I just I just felt like, cardio and the gym is closed. I need the gym.
Yeah. So you just were like, okay, I'm not gonna even touch any weights until I kind of it opens back up.
Yep, I enjoyed my food. My mom came and she cooked everything and blew me up, and now I'm paying for it.
What do you generally step on stage at?
You know what? I really don't even weigh myself.
No.
I don't even weigh myself. But for the Arnold, I think I came in like at 142.
Okay.
142.
Yeah. So you just judge it strictly like based upon like just the way you look, like your condition level in the mirror.
In the mirror and things like that. Yes. Yeah, I probably do a little different this time around, try to keep up with the scale, but it throws me off.
Yeah. It plays mind games with you. Is that what you
yes.
mean?
Yes, it does.
That's a big factor with just like people in general, right? Like with the scale, like it kind of, even for people that aren't competitors, it just kind of it throws people off. They look at that scale and they either get like really down, like, because they don't seem like they're losing much weight. Like I'm one of those people where the scale doesn't move much, but my body kind of like changes, so
you feel it.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
Yeah.
So at this point, like with, you didn't touch any weights. Where are you located at anyway?
I'm in Arlington, Texas.
Okay. So the gyms are open, because I just had a podcast with somebody from Texas. So
I started back last week.
Okay. How's that?
It did me some good. I felt I'm still strong. I mean, I'm like sore as we did back, but it felt like I wasn't missing anything. I came back, strong, feeling good, and some good. I feel real good, instead of just banging my body after the Arnold, kept banging and kept going on.
Yeah.
I took a break.
Well, it's something to be said about recovery, right? I mean, like taking a break, especially that long, probably just kind of healed any kind of bruising and beating up that your body's been through,
Yeah. And just be normal for a change, like let me go eat a donut. So just be normal.
So do you generally like, I know you say you don't really check your weight. Do you know like what your weight fluctuation is from like off season to, I mean, you said you stepped on the stage at 142.
Man.
A lot.
Oh my gosh.
That much?
It went up this time. It went up. I went up to 215.
215. So
all the way up to 215. I never weighed that much.
Yeah.
And it was, water and things like that.
Sure.
Stuff in, so once I you know, it's like, it's enough is enough. I'm done.
Yeah.
Just get this water weight off so I can get myself back in the groove. And yeah, but you know, I just wanted, I did. But hey, here I am, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm, you know, I'm a slow bloomer coming into this sport. Been in the game for a while. I just, you know, took some time off.
Yeah. So tell me about that, about being in the game for a while. How did you get into training in general, like in fitness?
Well, to be honest with you, to keep it real, I got discovered by Ronnie Coleman.
Okay.
He discovered me 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so it took me 10 years to get my pro card, and then I was doing figure and did bikini and tried everything, and just my legs was overpowering everything. Yes, I did bikini. Bikini first came out. Yes, when it first came out, I did bikini, won my little $300 before they was, you know, stopped giving money out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tried everything, and it's like, it didn't work. When it came out with Physique, and I was like, man, I don't know, that's close to bodybuilder. I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
But I tried in 2013. I ended up going pro. So I did one show, and I just fell off the scene ever since. And came back in 2017. Yeah.
So that's a pretty amazing person to be discovered by. I mean, you know, Ronnie Coleman is obviously regarded. I mean, I don't think you'll find anybody that says that he's not the best bodybuilder of all time. So, I mean, that's pretty amazing. Do you keep up with him still, or?
Yeah, he's a big mentor. He makes sure that, you know, that I'm on track, that if this is something that I really want to do, because he, you know, discovered me, put me in the game, took me to the gym and everything. Like, I didn't know what bodybuilding was. Yeah. So yeah, he still makes sure that, you know, I'm on point, you know, making sure that I'm good.
Yeah.
So when anything, you know,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to say, so when you say discovered, like, how did that process go? Like, where did he see you? How did he meet you?
Yeah, well, I was in the grocery store and he came in, and he was like, man, you need to be a bodybuilder. And I'm like, what's that? I didn't know what it was. I'm like, look like you? He said, no. I'm like, I don't know. He said, well, my gym, you know, I got a gym in Metroflexes in Arlington, and I had just moved down here too. And he was a police officer at the time.
Right.
And I was like, wow. I was like, okay. So we exchanged numbers, and I found the gym, and I walked up in there, and I said, this big old man named Ronnie told me to come in this gym. And I'm 20 years old. I'm 20. And Brian was like, yeah, this is the gym. And I was like, do you think I need to be in this gym? Brian said, scoot back. He said, yeah, with them big old legs, yeah. Well, I said, well, who's going to train me? And at that time, Brian was married, and he's the owner of the gym. He couldn't train no woman, couldn't train no women at all. Right. And now he's our trainer.
That's funny.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Yes. So at that point, it just kind of snowballed into, you know, competing.
Yeah.
Everything like that.
First show, got disqualified. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know.
You said, wait, so first show you got disqualified, you said?
Oh, yeah. I had on wood heels, and they had on clear shoes. They didn't explain to me at all. I'm like, what's going on? I said, man, I'm about to kill these girls. They got on clear shoes, and I got my 9-inch heels on. I'm like, I'm about to kill them. Man, it's a figure show. They're looking hilarious. At me like, why you have on these heels and we have clear heels on? I'm like, I don't know, but I know I'm clean over here. Yes. They disqualified me. Oh man, then a couple of girls start, you know, letting me know, hey, if you do this, you do that, you know.
Yeah, that's so funny. That's how it came. It first started off. Because I mean, like you know, with Ronnie and everything, that was back in the day. So like you know, this is when like kind of things were starting to, you know, get more evolved, like with bodybuilding, fitness. It's not, you know, it wasn't like it is now with all the divisions and everything like that. So so at a certain point, you decided to go into Physique. Like why did you make that change?
Sheila Brown place, she won her pro card. And that's what took it off. Like, she was like, girl, you need to get on down here. And I was living in Miami at the time. And I was like, okay, this is what I'll do. I'll come down and I'm gonna stay for 3 months and then we'll go on from there. And that's how it happened. She's like, you need to get started now. So yeah, and that year, and I ended up going to Pittsburgh all by myself, not knowing. So I won my class and won overall.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, wow, all these women here, and I beat every last one of them, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah,
so the rest
is history.
So did you like prep, like have a full prep for that show, or?
Yes, I had a trainer and everything. Yeah, well, you know, she didn't know, I didn't know, so really I came in looking really, really skinny, you know, because they didn't know. They didn't, like right now they want us with muscle. Back then it was just an athletic look.
Yeah, but well, because it wasn't like the first Physique Olympia was Daylin Bailey, and I mean you look at her, you look at the champions, you know, now, or even, you know, anybody really in the top 5, top 10 now. I mean, they're so much bigger than her, you know.
Yeah, even Juliana, I went when she first won when she first won Miss Olympia. Me and her competed against each other. And she wasn't even Miss Olympia at the time. We was just like chopping up in the back, and we didn't, you know, like her physique and just amazing. I'm like, oh, she need to come back.
Yeah, no, she did have a good physique. What was the reason for her leaving? Do you know? Like, did she make that clear? Or
I don't think she really made it clear, but what I think is the girls that's coming in, they want us too lean. They want us like the bodybuilders, and you know, that's the only thing I can think of. You know, she just didn't want to go to that extreme.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean,
it's getting harder.
I'm looking at some of your pictures from the Arnold. I mean, you came in pretty, you know, pretty shredded. Like, how was the prep any different for the Arnold than you've done before, or is it about standard? About how, you know, the prep was about the same as all the other shows you've done?
No, it's a little different this time. I had help. You know, I went on and just, you know, put myself out there to get extra help, to do a little bit more. And, you know, when it comes to the diet, I'm kind of hard-headed a little bit, you know, coaches and stuff, I'm not good at it and things like that. I don't think nobody will tell me the truth, or, you know, or know my body the way I know it. So I just like, you know what, I have to give this up. I have to listen to somebody, I gotta have somebody to listen to. Just watch me, or just be the eye, you know? So I just did a little bit of things different this time around for the Arnold. And I only prepped for 9 weeks.
No, that's not very long.
No, not at all. So if I had a little bit more time, like, you know, because I didn't even know that they was going to, you know, accept me. You know, this is my first Arnold. So
where did you place in it? I can't remember.
Well, I thought I was doing like 2nd and 3rd that morning, but it ended up coming out 4th.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, 4th at the Arnold.
It's my first Arnold.
That's amazing. That's really good.
Yeah. That's what Ronnie said. Good. His first Arnold was 4th, and he came back and won the next year. So I'm like, hey.
Well, I mean, arguably, you can say that the Arnold is really like the, you know, the second biggest show. I mean, like you have the Olympia, and then whoever really wins the Arnold, does well in the Arnold, has like momentum into the Olympia. So doing 4th in the Arnold is great. That's nothing.
Oh yeah, I can't complain. I mean, it was fun. It was exciting with no audience.
Yeah, that was interesting. Cool. So what's funny is that Thursday I was supposed to go down there. And you know, I had my plane tickets and everything, and then I went online and saw that they I was so excited too, and then they essentially canceled. I mean, they didn't cancel the show, but they canceled basically everything else having to do with the Arnold. So, which was what, you know, primarily what I was going. I wasn't competing there, so it was a big hit. I was like, man, I was so excited, and then we had me and my wife had something else to go to in New York like a couple of weeks later, and that got canceled. And then you know the rest, everything just kind of snowballed where like,
oh man, it was down. Yeah, but you know, hey, we made it through. We did it.
Yeah,
we did it.
Yeah. What do you think about that? The fact that everything is opening up, because you know there's like two sides or opinions of that? Like, some people think it's a great idea, some people think it's terrible, it's going to spike everything. What do you think about that?
I think it's time, you know, like you can't, you know, just put us in a box for so long. It gets, you know, it gets crazy. It's already bad enough that people just committing suicide and, you know, just so much going on. Like, we need to get out. Just be safe, though. Just be safe, which I really feel like this should have been going on anyway. Everybody need to be clean and sanitized. And it is teaching us the world to respect one another, be kind, and, you know, and keep clean.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, cleanliness is so important, and it's like people took it for granted, you know. It's like the crazy stuff that I would see, and it's not just at the gym. At the gym, you know, obviously you see it, but like I used to work for a police department, and we worked in the emergency room at a major hospital here in Nashville, Tennessee. And you would see people. Now, this is the emergency room. Like, this is like all kinds of people come in there with all kinds of diseases, and people go to the bathroom, not wash their hands, not like, I mean, this is the most, like, it was so nasty. I was like,
it's time.
I'm surprised we didn't get anything worse earlier than
right. But it's time, you know, like, it's time to wake, you know, people up, to wash your hands, to teach your kids to wash their hands, you know?
Right.
Wake up.
Right.
Yes.
It's so weird. It's weird for somebody that was raised to be, you know, and I'm not like a germaphobe or anything like that, but it's like, you know, I was raised to be, you know, normally clean, like wash your hair, do your thing. And it's odd to be around somebody that is not raised that way. And it's like,
and it's out there.
It's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh yeah.
Whoa. Okay. So we're just gonna walk out the bathroom and not even make an attempt of pretending to wash your hands. Okay.
Oh, I see it a lot. They don't even want to put the hand sanitizer in their hands either now. I'm like, man, what's going on?
It's crazy. It's crazy. So how did your family take to you? You know, you said you come from American Indian background, and so how did they take to you training and going into fitness? Did you get support? Did they find it odd?
I think they find it they find it odd. No, really. I've been doing it for so long. It's like really no support because they don't understand it. They like, she's always in the gym. She can't eat this. She can't. Oh, you better go get her before she go on prep and all that. They don't understand. You know, I'm like, look, when I go on prep, I don't call nobody. I don't talk to somebody. Oh, you mean we can't go around you on your prep? Like, okay, as long as y'all understand that, stay away. But other than that, they're like, you know. It's starting to come around now because it's like, oh, I see the beauty in you. You keeping this bodybuilding with a little beauty to it, and I'm making, you know, having my family, and they just want to work out now. I'm like, hey, I've been doing this. I'm trying to tell y'all, but now they starting to see.
I think what happens is, like, as you get older, you still like retain your health and your physique and your like youthfulness, and other people who thought that was so weird are like breaking down. Like people that 10, 15 years ago that made fun of me of training so much and all this, they're like, you know, I'm not to put it like, I'm not trying to put them down or anything, but just like
but they own it
overweight, like not doing well. And then it's like, and then they look at me and I'm 35 now, and they're like, oh, well, you know, you look much better. Well, yeah, because I mean, you were while you were making fun of me, I was training and trying to eat right, you know.
That's it. And now they like, oh, can you help me with this? I'm like, look, I'm not a personal trainer. I'll give you a couple of phone calls so you can go call numbers.
Right. So how come you're not, let's touch on that. Like, how come you're not doing personal training? Because, you know, that's a big thing for people that compete. They really get into like personal training and all that stuff.
I don't have the patience.
I
get real irritated. Like, I'm like, dang, she can't do this. He can't do that. I'm like, and then I don't want to be in the gym all day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's true. I mean, those are the trainers, they live at the gym. Like the trainers that I
Yeah.
see, they're always there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you really got to either love it or
You have to,
something.
right. I mean, I know it's good money and I can be real good at it, but I'm just like, that's too much time. I was like, let me get me together. Then once I'm, you know, over that hump and I'm right there, then I can focus on somebody else. Yeah. But I don't want nobody in shape. I don't want nobody, I want somebody like 300, 400 pounds. Yeah, that's like what I want.
Major, like, differences.
Yes, I'm like, okay, I can get you down from 300, 500. I would work with that because,
You should. That'd be your niche. That could be your niche. You could be like that, the show The Biggest Loser, but, you know, like your own personal version of it.
Because I know what it feel like. I know what it feel like. I know. You should have seen me. Oh, boy. 210, 215. I'm,
So
never again.
Like, where does it generally go? Is it like in your stomach, like your legs? Like, where does your body fat?
It went everywhere. Face, legs, stomach. It went everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of all over.
I was like, this is not me. It's too bad for my joints, what I'm doing. But the food was so good. It was so good. Keep in mind, like, I just got off stage and I wouldn't, I had to rush everything. So it was like, okay, all right, let's do this. My mom is here now. She's going to cook these pancakes and everything, but she just got overboard. She just kept on. I said, it's time for you to go. I had to send her home.
You're like, you got to go, Mom.
Yeah,
Mom,
you got to go.
Too much good cooking. That's
4 weeks before the gym opened up, I sent her home.
Yeah, that's funny. My my in-laws, whenever they come down, like I generally gain like a good 5 to 10 pounds because they just cook good, good food. So
it's just good food, and it's like now I know better. I'm not gonna do myself like that. She was stuck with me. Yeah, she couldn't fly back home.
Oh, because of the corona thing?
Yeah, she couldn't fly back home, so I was stuck.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let me enjoy her. Let me enjoy this because anything can happen. Right. Then I'll be sitting here, couldn't eat the food, and she's, anything can happen.
Yeah. It was scary there for a while. For a while there, it was, it was tough. We didn't know what was going to happen. So it looks like some places are kind of stabilized. I guess there's still like some concerns and everything like that. See, the problem is like, I understand reopening things. I get all that. Yeah. The problem is you'll be surprised, and maybe you wouldn't be, I don't know, but how many people don't know how to follow directions? Like, that's like, there's so many, they say wear a mask when you come in. Like a bunch of people not wearing masks. Yeah. They say, like, wash your hands, like we talked about earlier. A bunch of people don't care. Like, keep your distance. A bunch of people don't care. Like so a large percentage of people aren't following the rules. That's the real problem.
That's the real problem.
Yeah, the real problem is people, not like whether things are open or not. So
any day it's always people. You're always gonna run. That's why I'm looking around, making sure. Okay, you over there, staying over there. As long as I have mines,
Right.
Exactly. I can't worry about nobody else. But still, it's like everywhere you go. Yeah. Everywhere you go.
Yeah. Yep. That somebody coming in.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, no, thank you. It's always people want to knock on the door. No, thank you. Excuse me. They want to sell something. I should have had it shut. Sorry.
No, you're fine. That's funny. That's a funny little tidbit,
He was knocking hard.
Yeah, no, he really wanted to. He might have saw you through the door. I don't know. Do you have like one of those see-through doors or no?
Yeah, I have it open, the door open, but they always come. I just moved into this neighborhood, so they selling things now.
Yeah. I got you.
When all that was going on, I can leave the door open. Nobody pops
Nobody's coming in.
Right.
That's so funny.
I'm not buying nothing.
So what about like to get back on track with the training questions, like, so what now at this point? You come in fourth in the Arnold, like what's your next step? Have you thought about that?
Right now, I really want to like probably just go and jump into October 16th in Chicago. So I'm really like thinking about that, if anything, or sometime in September or October for them last two shows. But I'm just looking right now, looking at Chicago Pros. I think it's Chicago Pros. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Chicago Pro. And so, like, what is your full prep? Like 12 weeks or longer?
I'm gonna go longer this time. Since I did 9 and I came in like that, I'm gonna go ahead and do 16 this time.
16, yeah. So
just I'm cleaning everything up, but 16 just to give me that edge,
right?
Where it gets to the end, I won't be so stressful, you know.
Yeah.
And I have enough time to just not worrying about getting in condition, you know.
Gotcha.
Because I really feel like I'm an athlete at the end of the day instead of a bodybuilder.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Have you competed in any like other athletic competitions, or is bodybuilding being kind of like your main staple?
No, I ran track all my life. My aunt is the fastest woman in the world. Florence Griffith Joyner, Flo-Jo.
Are you serious?
That's my aunt.
You're joking.
Nails. Yeah, that's my aunt. So it's in my genes. That's my mom's sister.
Wow. Look,
so she died in 1998.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, it's funny how like you talk to somebody, and I wanted to talk to you because you're a competitor. Then I find out, Ronnie, now Flo-Jo is your aunt. I'm like, look at all the gems we're uncovering, man. Yeah. So you definitely do.
No one knows, but now you know.
Yeah. Well, now everyone who listens is gonna know. So that's so awesome. So you have those, I mean, obviously those strong genetics. So you ran track. At some point, I guess you just decided that wasn't for you anymore?
No. To keep it real, everybody have a story. My mom went to prison. So I had to raise my brothers and sisters. It was 6 kids. So when she was doing time in prison, I bought me a 89 Chevy. Took all my brothers and sisters, and I came here to Arlington. Didn't have no family here, didn't know anybody here. So I came here to get a better job, to look out for them, because we live in Oklahoma. It's nothing there. So yeah, I end up coming here, and that's how I end up running to Ronnie and things like that, and didn't have a clue what bodybuilding was. And, I stay active running every morning that I do now, But I thought I was going to break her record. I thought I was going to be the one that, because I ran in her shoes that she broke the record in. I thought I was going to be that girl, her niece. Yeah. But nah, God had another plan.
Yeah. I mean, you took a different track, but hey, if it wasn't for that, I mean, what would have happened to your brothers and sisters? That's more important than breaking any records, So it's funny how things work, right? Like, just as an illustration, like you mentioned being American Indian. It's so like sometimes people will look at like artifacts, like old artifacts, and they'll have like an idea of a civilization, and then as more information like is gotten, you see like the complexity of that society. So it's funny, like we start with you and we just talk about like, oh well, you came and you saw Ronnie and and now like with this, it's like, well, that's a lot more complex than just that, right? So now it's like, so you're training and doing all this while you're, I'm sure, probably working and trying to support your family. That's so
well, they grown now, so I'm all by myself now.
Right.
I took care of them.
Yeah. No, I meant like back then, back
oh yes,
back in the day.
Yes, it was hard, but I did it. I did it.
Yeah. So I mean, you accomplished what you set out to accomplish. So are you still like in good contact with all of them and everything like that?
Yeah. They all in Oklahoma. They left me. They didn't move back to Oklahoma and left me here by myself. I have one little brother here. He stays pretty close. Yeah. He didn't want to leave me, but the rest of them, they gone.
They bailed.
They back in Oklahoma. Yes. I'm like, oh man, y'all just leave me. Like, I don't know what it is. They just wanted to go home.
Yeah. So I mean, so when they came with you, were they? How old are we talking?
Oh, they was in elementary.
Oh, okay. So
they was young,
old enough to remember Oklahoma, but not that old.
Yeah. It was all in elementary, and the youngest was like she was like 5 years old, 4,
Wow.
5. Yeah, she was 5. Yeah, so I had all that on me, 6 kids, and I'm 20 years old. I'm like,
how did you handle that? Like, I mean, obviously physically it's tough, but like, how did you handle that emotionally, mentally?
Running, staying active. They was putting them in sports, you know, like just staying busy, trying to show them, because I was raised in San Diego. My great aunt raised me. My mom didn't raise me.
Right.
So when that happened to my mom, I was like, no, you got to send me back home. I got to go get my brothers and sisters. And, you know, so I was like the oldest, and I'm like, you know what? I have to be this role model for them. So I got them up. We were running every morning.
Yeah.
You know, I just had to put a little routine in them because they wasn't used to it. I'm used to it, but they wasn't. So I had to, like, you know, put that in them. So now my little brother, he's a professional boxer.
Oh, wow.
The girls, they doing pretty good. One is, you know, have a salon doing hair.
Awesome.
You know, things like that. You know, I try to put that in them because genetics in me is good, and me is good in you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Do you, so with all those siblings, I was gonna say, do you have any grandkids? But you're not technically their mom.
Yeah, I am a mom. They hit me up, Happy Mother's Day. Yes, they all have kids.
Okay,
except me.
Except you. So
I don't have any.
Is that in the plans?
I don't think so. If so, I want twins.
Yeah. Well, it's
get it over with.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually what my wife was saying. She was like, it would be nice to just do that and be done with it, you know?
Yeah, be over. Just give me 2 boys. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
No girls.
No girls? How come
I can't do any hair. I don't know how to do no hair.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
you'll figure it out.
Time for the girls. The boys are gonna take care of their mother.
That's what they say.
They're gonna take care of me.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I want my boys.
So with like being in that mother role, did you, and your kids, your brothers and sisters being so young, did you ever run into like things that parents would generally run into? You like rebelliousness, you know, like acting out? Did you have to punish them? Is that kind of like the things you had to do, or not really? You didn't have to run into them?
I ran in all that. They would fight. I was like, you know, I wouldn't whoop them. You know, I would make them go outside in the front yard and hug each other.
Yeah.
You know, just hug until I say come in the house. Yeah. And they'd be tired. Wait, I'm tired of hugging. Or I, you know, do different things with them. You know, put a book on their hand and make them, you know, you gotta put your hand. You gotta whoop these kids. You know, just do these certain things, and they don't want to do that no more because it's hurt. Oh yeah, you know. So yeah, I had little run-ins. They acting up at school, want to ditch school when they got in high school and things like that. When they got in high school, it just really got out of hand. They're like,
those are the ages, right? Usually.
Yes, I'm like, oh man, you guys not gonna have me looking old. Come on now, I can't take this. But it turned out, you know, good kids. We learned from each other, and they good now, you know?
Yeah. That's you got to receive like a sense of, you know, accomplishment like that, because I mean, raising kids, especially 6 kids, that's no easy task. No. You know, I come from a family of just one, so it's not, we don't have, like, I'm the only child, my mom's the only child, so there's not a whole lot of people with siblings. But my wife, her grandmother had 13, and
my grandma did too.
And from the mother's side, the grandmother had 8. So it's like, so that she has a lot of aunts and you know, uncles and cousins, and very big family like that. So it's you know, I guess you get some of that experience too, raising children like that.
It wasn't easy, but we made it through. And once I got them into high school, out of high school, I went on and moved away. I got away. I went on to, you know, Miami, and stayed there for 6 years and didn't like it.
How come you didn't like Miami? It sounds like a perfect place for someone who cares about the way they look. Oh, too expensive?
Oh, no. I mean, you go outside of Miami Beach, you see nothing but big people. Miami, oh, no. It's not like that. That's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Now you go on South Beach? Yes. But you go somewhere, Oh, it's a hot mess.
So it's just in that one little area.
Yes, that's all fake. I'm like,
Yeah.
just on South Beach, you're gonna see all that.
Yeah.
You go out, no. And I stayed in Fort Lauderdale, so I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I didn't think big people was here like that. I was shocked.
Well, that's the perception that people have, like, of like California, Florida, like, you know, because it's hot, like it's a lot of beaches there, you know. So
no, it's not true. But yeah, I stayed there, and I was like, I'm done. I can't. I don't like it here.
Yeah.
It's like I miss Texas. I love Texas, Arlington so much. I'm 5 minutes from my gym, right down the street. You know, this is all I know. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I need to be home. I need to be close to my gym in order to do this right. You know.
Yeah.
I just couldn't stay in Miami no more.
What do you still run or no?
Oh yeah, I still right now. I'm just keeping my miles low until I pick it back up to 6 miles.
But that's a lot. I bet you that's probably like helps you with your, you know, cutting the body fat too. You know, not a whole lot of fitness athletes are runners. Like, you know,
oh no,
very few, if any. You know,
I even have a track coach now. I start back with him Saturday.
Okay.
So I have a track coach. I start conditioning with him Saturday. So I try to keep all in. I can lift weights all day, but I love that condition work. That's what I love most. You know, if I wouldn't even want to lift weights. If I can do this track and condition work, I'll do that all day.
Right. Yeah, that's like what I've been kind of trying to get into, that kind of stuff too. Like my background is like in combat sports, like wrestling, that kind of thing. So, and we always did a lot of conditioning work, a lot of running, like, you know, just jump rope, that kind of stuff. So I've been trying to like get more into that, especially with the corona thing. You know, I just feel like at this point, like in my life, I don't want to put on any more weight. I'm already like 260. I'm like, at this point, I just want to be like, drop a few pounds, stay kind of healthy, you know,
that's it
all the way through. So yeah,
that's how I am. Like, I'm like, I don't need no more muscles.
Right.
I'm done.
Right.
I'm right where I need to be. Just stay conditioned. You know, if I was in Oklahoma, I'd be riding my horse because I used to barrel race.
Okay.
You know, I used to do all that, you know, Pony Express. I did all that, you know. So
that's interesting.
I can't ride no horse. So, you know, I'm just going to stay and do what I need to do in Texas.
Yeah. That's so interesting. So why do you like Arlington so much? I mean, I know you said the gym is close. Like, is there anything else?
It's peaceful. It's quiet. I mean, when I first came here with the kids, I was, you know, I didn't know nothing about Dallas. I didn't know nothing about nothing else but Arlington. You know, so I came straight here. You know, with one of the girls I knew here at the time, she was living here in Arlington. So she was just letting me know, like, hey, and I'm here. I'm not going nowhere now. No,
I've never been, but I heard like good things, especially like about Arlington, about Texas, just Texas in general. So like sounds like we went for a wedding recently in San Antonio, and that was really cool. Never been there. But yeah, that was awesome.
San Antonio, Houston. Yeah. So you know, where Arlington is like, we right there in the middle.
Yeah.
So we right there, right in the middle. So I'm not missing nothing. Dallas, everywhere else.
Yeah. Anywhere you want to go.
30 minutes away.
Yeah, it's a good location. Good location. So like, what, I guess with this whole bodybuilding thing, like, how long are you planning to do it? You know?
Well, my dream is to, you know, just win Miss Olympia one time. And if I can get it the second time, the third time. I just won it 3 times.
Right.
But if I get the first one, that's my big dream right now. I didn't think I, you know, had it in me. Now from the Arnold, I see it now. Like, okay, I can do this. You know, I can do this. You know, my self-esteem wasn't there for the Arnold, but I'm building it up now, you know?
I mean, I'm like, okay. Yeah, again, I mean, you're placing 4th in the Arnold. You're on your way. You're on your way. So, I mean, you've got some stiff competition, but for sure you're in the mix. I mean, gotta be, right?
Yeah, beautiful girls. I mean, if I could just stand next to them and get that opportunity and things things like that. You know, I'm just, you know, like I said, I've been in the game for a long time, and these girls are young, and I'm like, you know, me and Juliana, we on that age, you know, I'm almost 40, and I'm like, oh my God.
Are you really? Okay.
Yes, I'm like, oh my God, these girls are young, but here I am with all this, you know, mature muscle.
Yeah.
And I'm there.
Yeah. 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 There is something different about like bodybuilding as opposed to like other sports, because in other sports, like you peak when you're like actively like, so like a lot of times you'll be like in your mid to 30, early 30s, you know, things like that. But with bodybuilding, it's different because you're not actually like performing a physical act, you know, at that point at the competition. So like you can, so a lot of times bodybuilders, you look better later, you know, that's, so.
And that's what it came for me. It's coming later, which I was like, man, I turned pro 2013. I should have been at the Olympia. But, you know, I'm not going to rush the Lord's, you know, time and things like that. You know, I'm gonna stay on the grind. I still feel good. But you like you said, bodybuilding it's a long journey. You know, it's long.
It's a lifestyle, really.
Yeah. So if I keep that going, I can't go wrong. You know, I'm really starting to love it. At first, I was like, I'm starting to really love it now. You know.
Yeah. How So how many times, just curious, how many, you went pro at 13, how many times did you compete, like from then to now? Like, did you compete often throughout those years?
No, I did one show in the Europa, my first pro show. I placed 5th.
Right.
And I didn't do anything after that. It was 2015, no, 14. And nothing else. I came back in 2017. Then I got on stage 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you could have, you know, potentially been at the Olympia. You just made a personal decision not to. So yeah, I mean, it's different than somebody who's been competing and they just haven't been placed well. You know, they didn't place well. They just can't get there. You know, like you obviously can get there. So
I feel like I could have been there, but you know, just taking that time off, and you know, you gotta love this sport. You gotta really, you know, now. When I first got started, you know, it's so popular now. Everybody want to be a bodybuilder.
Oh yeah.
Back then, it wasn't like that. I was ashamed of my muscles. I didn't want to get big. I'm like, you know, I go in and I won't even train no more after the show because I didn't want them muscles. Now I can have these muscles and not be ashamed because everybody want muscle. They want to like, well, girl, I want to look like you. It took me 20 years to look like this. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Isn't that the craziest question? And by no means am I like as developed as you are, but I'll have even people ask me like, oh, well, how do I get that way? I'm like, that's a, you know, baited question. How do you answer that? That's not a one sentence question. You know, and I'm like one sentence answer to that question, you know, and people just don't understand, you know?
I don't know what to tell them. I'm like, look, hey, it takes time. It takes time. Just be patient. Yeah, you have to. Because I didn't know. I'm like, wow. The way I looked at the Arnold, I didn't know I had that much muscles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're not getting no bigger than that. Let's stick with this.
How much do you think social media plays into the fact that everybody now like is into fitness?
That is crazy because, you know, back in the day, you know, like with Ronnie and all them, they didn't have social media. They didn't have none of this stuff. So now it's like, you know, it's just you're getting recognized. People know you. You know, I'm happy because no one will never know what I can do and what I'm whatever capable of. Like no one knows me. So after the honor, I end up getting 10,000 followers that quick.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, wow, you know, and I'm like really into social media. I'm very shy, you know.
Right.
You know, I post something, I'm scared. That's what it was. Look, I'm sorry. I'm not.
Oh, no. You're fine.
And then my Amy called, and I'm trying to push the button, and it just cut everything off. I'm like, don't talk to me.
Yeah. No worries. We were wrapping up, but we were talking about how like you said you got off the stage of the Arnold, and that you like suddenly got all these followers, and we're talking about just social media and the difference that it's made for, you know, people that want to be into fitness. And so like we were just trying to get your viewpoint on that. Do you remember, I know we got off track with that, with everything, but do you remember what you were going to mention?
Did I what?
Do you remember what you were going to mention about it, about the social media aspect of how everybody's into fitness now?
Yeah, it's just everybody getting recognized.
Yeah.
Everybody's just, you know, this thing is taking over, you know, just, it's a good, I mean, I like it, but I'm just not, I got to get into it. I just,
yeah.
Like, you can have more followers. You can have this and that. You need to do this and this. And I'm like, I'm just so shy. I don't want to read the comments behind it. That's what messed me up. I have to read that. And I'm like, well, you don't have to. No, I'm going to read every last, I don't care how many. I'm going to read it all.
Look, here's the thing about it. It's like people will use, like, that's the problem with social media, is that people will use that to just try to tear you down for no reason. You know, like people that don't even know you, people that never lifted a weight in their life, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
it's just crazy. I hear it a lot, you know, because, you know, coming from Ronnie Coleman's gym and the way I train, they always have something to say, you know, Brent Warren and Johnny Jackson. Now, for the Arnold, the way that my package came, now they shutting up.
Yeah.
Let me train the way I train. I can't train. I don't know no other way to train.
So it's funny that you mentioned that. I was actually going to ask you that. So how do you train? Like what is your style? Do you lift heavy?
It's intense. It's hardcore. It's heavy, you know, a lot of reps, but you know, you watch Ronnie videos and you know, Branch and Johnny. That's how I train, because I'm used to training with men.
Right.
So now I train with Trish Warren and my friend Amanda. You know, we train now, but I still have that manly train.
Right.
You know, because that's all I've been dealing with was guys.
Right. Well, I mean,
I can't take that away.
Yeah, and that's what got you that placing in the Olympia and the show, you know, and the package, like you said, that you brought. So I definitely wouldn't stop doing that just because somebody doesn't like it, you know.
Yeah, I'm not, because at first I was like, well, I'm gonna change all this stuff. I gotta be sexy. I gotta be cute when I'm training. No, no, This is how I train, and I'm gonna that because if they broke it, don't fix it. This is how I train, especially in Metroflex. We don't have no air conditioner. It's so hot in there, you know. So
yeah, interesting.
Choice.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, hey, you know, it's too bad we kind of lost that internet right at the end, but I feel bad, like just wrapping up right now, but we did, you know, over an hour. So it was a pleasure meeting you. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. This is the first for me. So,
so let me ask you this. I know you don't do personal training, but let's say somebody did want to contact you, like for whatever reason, some kind of collaboration of something, maybe something like this. Well, like what's the best way to, you know, get to you?
Well, right now my DMs.
Okay. Gotcha. So,
or if they contact you, give them the info. I'm here.
Absolutely. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much again. You have a great night.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, you too.
Take care.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.